by Jeffinho. Gabriel Silva looking to perhaps put in one of his trademark crunching tackles. Özlu for Turkey, along with Cássio Reis of Brazil. Hossein Özlu hitting the deck quite hard. So Ricardinho coming back on.
Substitution for Brazil, leaving the field, number 9, Buda Silva, on in his place, number 10, Ricardo Alves.
Gabriel da Silva just making a momentary appearance while Ricardinho was sorted out on the sidelines, skipper of this side. Expect to see Gabriel Silva certainly in the second half. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Good run by Özlu of Turkey. Here comes Ricardinho. Clattered by Kunduz, Ramazan Kunduz. Güçerkaya asking his players to calm it just a little.
Sua direita aqui. De novo, Cássio. Direita, Cássio. Esquerda aqui. Goleiro passo à frente, hein?
Ismail Kok is the Turkish goalkeeper. Cássio Reis with the shot off the post. Turkey stay 2-0 down. May have just heard some concern there from the guide behind the goal who was tapping the goalpost. There was then a shout from the Turkish bench, which the guide thought had interrupted the tapping, the sounds he was making for Cássio Reis, who was setting himself ahead of that penalty. Referee allowing him to do left and right again. Not a bad effort, comes from distance from Ali Kavdar. Nonato looking for Jeffinho. Being chased all the way by Karaman Kubetoglu of Turkey. Nothing if not committed as the Turkish defence, but not entirely legal. And this is the third penalty kick for Brazil, 2 unsuccessful. But Mariano Travellino, the Argentine referee, certainly not at all happy with the way Turkey are defending. Well, Ismail Kok was beaten all up in the last penalty by Cássio Reis, which went off the post. And that's a good save. Terrific shot as well. by Casio Reyes. Dos Lopez, the elegant Brazilian defender, loves to come forward with the ball. It's two well-struck penalties there, twice unlucky. Brazil staying at 2-0, could well be 4 by now. Heading towards the end of the first half. Ramon Pereira da Souza, plenty to talk about with his side, but I imagine Yücel Kaya, the coach of Turkey, is going to have quite a bit of chatting to do, certainly with regards to the discipline of his team, trying to stop the likes of Ricardinho, Nonato and Jefinho. Well, once again, Karaman Kubetoglu adjudged to have clattered Ricardinho.
Substitution for Turkey, leaving the field number 5, Ali Chavbar, on in his place number 2, Mikhail Gutru. And a substitution for Brazil, leaving the field number 10, Ricardo Alves, on in his place number 9, Biu da Silva.
So Gabriel da Silva having the chance to put his side 3-0 up after those two close misses by Casio Reyes. But certainly far more fouling, and we haven't seen quite as many penalties in the first few games as we've seen in this game. Turkey pasted 4-0 in the first match against China. Could be 4-0 down or even 5-0 down had those penalties gone in against Brazil. Now the referee, Mr. Travellino of Argentina, somewhat concerned with the way Turkey are defending. No concern for da Silva, who thunders that one into the top corner, straight past Ismail Koch. Brazil on the way to an emphatic win so far.
Goal scorer for Brazil, number 9, Biu da Silva.
Kubetoglu with the run and the shot for Turkey. They made very little impression so far on the Brazilian defence. Jefinho, trademark run inside. Nonato picking up the ball. Uzlu, number 7 for Turkey, involved there. So, Brazilian corner. Brazil marginally the younger side on average compared to this Turkish team. 26 years and 10 months. Turkish team average 28 years, 6 months. Fair bit of experience, though, in the Brazilian side. The likes of da Silva, gold medalist before in the last 2 Paralympic Games. rarely shaken off the ball and rarely shirks a challenge as well, does the big number 9. Certainly Frederic Villarreau of France will attest to that, given the clattering he had. And also, to be fair, dished out as well. Quite a tussling game one between Villarreau and Da Silva. Jafinho blocked by Kunduz of Turkey. Well, the referee Mariano Travellino brings to an end the proceedings for half-time, and a good first half it's been for a dominant Brazilian side. Gabriel Da Silva with the 3rd goal just 4 minutes ago from the penalty spot. Earlier strikes from Jafinho and also Ricardinho.
You leave the stadium and make sure you hold on to the handrail as you go down the stairs. Also, please make sure you use both sides of the staircase and listen out to any instructions from stewards, because they are there to keep you all safe. Can I also ask you not to stand on the seats? This can be very unsafe. And make sure you keep the exits clear and don't stand or sit in the gangways. Please keep moving as you leave the stadium. Also remember, the Riverbank Arena is a no-smoking ground. The smoking area you can find along the fence line in the concourse. Please don't be smoking in any other areas. Inspiring discipline, and I promise you are in for a treat. It's Turkey.
Não, tá longe. Vai mudar. So that was a nail-biting, entertaining first half. You enjoyed that, am I right? Was this anyone's first ever experience of five-a-side blind football? Isn't it fascinating and enthralling and exciting to watch? I'm here on the field with Marcus. Marcus, that first goal we saw today was the 100th goal in the history of Paralympic five-a-side football, scored by Jefferson Gonzalez, known to his friends
as Jeffinho. I think I played Sunday League with a guy called Jeffinho who had nowhere near the skills Jefferson has. It was a great strike, wasn't he? He's some player.
Absolutely. He's a big star back home in Brazil as well. He's one of the stars of the blind Paralympic five-a-side football. What a goal it was. A great way to, as you say, to score the 100th goal. Jinky run and a great finish. He often plays out wide on the right, as you might have noticed. And Ricardo Alves has been fantastic for Brazil, the number 10 in the centre of the park. Brazil often playing with a left and right winger, getting the ball out there. But Jeffinho a constant threat to that Turkish backline. And
the inch-perfect passes as well. With a ball, let me remind you that these outfield players cannot see. Some inch-perfect passing, but Turkey are not out of this by any stretch. They're showing some great skill too here.
Indeed, and they've been unlucky on a couple of occasions, just couldn't quite get the shot away. The big man at the back for Brazil, Casacai, has been quite good, but Turkey putting a bit more pressure on him. And they need the points. They need the points. They lost their first game, so they're down now. They will come out roaring in the second half, believe me.
I think it's probably worth explaining this half-time, the nature of team fouls and the penalties that result from them. You will have noticed that Brazil had quite a few penalties here being taken from this spot here, just a little outside the D. Now, there are two penalty spots, one there, and then one here, which you can just see on the edge of the D. This here is the regular penalty spot. If a foul is conceded within this penalty area, a penalty is given from here. But you will have noticed the referees walking over to our scorers and indicating either personal fouls by pointing at their chest or team fouls by waving their finger around in a circle in the air. When a team has conceded 3 team fouls, each subsequent team foul will result in a penalty from this furthest marker. And that's why Brazil were having so many penalties in that first half. It was team fouls committed by Turkey. Also, with the personal fouls, once a player hits 5 personal fouls, he must be substituted off. He can be replaced, but that player who's been taken off with 5 personal fouls is not allowed to return to the field for the remainder of that game. It's worth noting that Turkey's number 9, Karaman Kırbetoglu, is currently on 4 personal fouls. Our players are gathering by the gate, ready to make their reappearance at the Riverbank Arena. 3 goals in it between Turkey and Brazil. Again, thank you for keeping silence during the game when the ball is in play, and also, crucially, while our players are teeing up for a free kick or a penalty. Absolute silence once again, please, from the stands.
It's a big second half in this Group B game. Would you welcome back to the field Turkey and Brazil?
So plenty for the Turkish side to think about. Not a great first half for them, conceding 3 goals, conceding fouls all over the place. Penalties going to Brazil. 3 given, 1 converted by Gabriel da Silva to add to the earlier goals by Jefferson after 3 minutes and Ricardinho some 10 minutes later to give Brazil that 3-0 advantage as we start the second half of the men's football five-a-side. Brazil against Turkey at the Riverbank Arena here at the Olympic Park. Hossein Uslu, the man who hit the ground after that tackle. Ricardinho, the man with his foot in the wrong place. Three-man Brazilian wall with Ramazan Kunduz as well. Jefinho policed all the way by the big Brazilian number 6 Kunduz. Ricardinho Nonato with the Brazilian corner. Uslu, the Turkish defender. Good effort by Ricardinho. Plenty more five-a-side football to come if you're a fan of this game, and certainly an interesting encounter next between France and China. France drawing against Brazil in their first game. China pasting Turkey by 4-0. Spain against Iran follows that, and finally today on the five-a-side football program is going to be Argentina against Great Britain. Expect a tussle between the two respective skippers. Velo, who scored 2 goals for Argentina, and the veteran British skipper David Clark, who scored a cracker the other day. He's got something like 140 goals to his name in this form of five-a-side football at international level. But still time to play in this match between Turkey and Brazil, and that was a good run by Kubetoglu of Turkey. Unlucky not to make contact. with the ball in the final part of that run. Ismail Kok is the man in goal for the Turkish side. This is Yücel Kaya, the Turkish coach. With plenty to say to his team, who are trailing by 3-0. Nonato for Brazil. Still Nonato. Terrific run by the number 8. Another trademark run from Ricardinho. He's got to look at the great Brazilian Kaká about him when he moves at pace with the ball. Somewhat deceptively fast. Brazil not only Paralympic champions for the last 2 games in Athens and Beijing, also world champions. In fact, that's what qualified them for this event, winning the World Championships in Hereford here in England 2 years ago. Helped by the likes of this man, Jafinho. Very nearly walking the ball into that Turkish net. Ricardinho inside the box. That's going to run harmlessly to Kok in the Turkish goal. Chance for Turkey to make some ground. Kubitoglu. Casio Reyes shepherding that ball out. So a change coming for Turkey. Güçlü going off the field of play. Ali Kavdar coming back on. Played in the first half. Donato hassled all the way by Hossein Uzlu. Jafinho easily past Kubitoglu. Well, I think the crowd thought that one had gone in. Certainly looked like it from some angles. Wasn't far off. Jefferson de Conceição, Gonçalves, better known by his footballing name of Jafinho. Slightly muggy morning here in London, not as warm as it was the other day when we were watching the five-a-side football. May warm up later, we understand, but very slightly chilly. Bit of a drizzle as well on the Riverbank Arena. It's going to get to about 14 degrees a bit later on. Nice temperature for football. Perhaps slightly chilly for some of the watching crowd. Casio Reyes coming up from defence. Terrific effort by the Imperious defender. Loves to amble forward from time to time. Good tackler as well. Kubatoglu, the man on the attack there for Turkey. Donato's got Jeffinho on the far side. It's terrific play by Jeffinho. Knows he's being chased all the way by Ali Kavdar. Why not bring in Ricardinho? Kavdar again, making the most of his strength. Ricardinho. And at the moment you have to say this is all Brazil. We're seeing some terrific players in this five-a-side football tournament. Certainly on this Brazilian side, the likes of Jeffinho on the ball and Ricardinho. But elsewhere in other games, sterling performances by David Clark of Britain. Zheng Wenfa of China, who scored 2 goals in their defeat of Turkey the other day. Silvio Velo, the Argentine captain, a man to watch. He scored 2 goals in their win over Iran in their opening Pool A match. 41 years of age, combative forward, everywhere on this pitch. These guys, the stars of this game so far after the opening pool games. So a timeout being called. Chance for the coaches to reassess, to see exactly how their sides are doing. Re-emphasize a few matters. Far more for the Brazilians to talk to a Turkish team, I beg your pardon, to talk about than the Brazilian side, who are strolling to a victory at the moment. 3-0. Some superb goals from the likes of Jeffinho early on. Ricardinho on 13 minutes, chipping the Turkish goalkeeper Ismail Koch with some aplomb. And then Gabriel da Silva coming on and powering that penalty into the top corner just before half-time. 3-0 the latest. We have 15 minutes to go. Plenty for Turkey to think about. Looks like there's a bit of drizzle coming down on the crowd. There was certainly some this morning when I was walking near the venue in the Olympic Park. Slightly dingy morning. You can see the lights on as well. Mr. Travellino just checking all the blindfolds of the respective players to make sure everybody has exactly the same handicap in this game. And if you're wondering why it is slightly quiet, it's because the crowd have been told to stay quiet. That's what happened in this game. So the players can actually hear the ball. It has ball bearings in. You'll hear it rattling around. They depend on that sound and the sound, of course, of their teammates telling them what's going on.
Substitution for Turkey, leaving the field number 7, Mujahid Hussein Uslu, replaced by 10, Ibrahim Usul.
So Azum making his first appearance in this game for the Turkish side. Certainly the Turkish coach, Uchelkaya hasn't much to lose when it comes to changing up his side, given that they're 3-0 down and somewhat being outclassed by this superb Brazilian side, who have settled down nicely after that first awkward encounter with the battling French team. Certainly Jafinho having a far better game today. Ricardinho played well the other day, but he's been quite superb today with this close ball skill in the middle of the park. Nonato on the near side wing as well. Casio Reyes at the back. All of them with the ability to run through this tough tackling Turkish side, who've already conceded penalties in the first half. This is Nonato. Solid brick wall of Turkish defenders. The unmistakable bulk of Ali Kavdar, the number 5 there, getting stuck in. Kubatoglu's the number 9. Kunduz, not averse to putting his boot in as well. He's now got Jafinho to cope with. Not many can. This is a terrific run by the man who was a star 4 years ago in Beijing. A rare Turkish foray thanks to that fast throw by Ismail Kok in the Turkish goal. Superb pass to the man who loves to go on this run and loves to score as well, and it comes no better than that from Jafinho. Jefferson Conceição Gonçalves carrying on exactly as he did 4 years ago in Beijing. Superb goal to put Brazil 4-0 up. Quite uncanny ball skills straight through the legs of Ismail Kok. Delight for the coach of the Brazilian side, Ramon Pereira da Sousa. So far for them, everything going to plan. Ibrahim Ozam with the run and shot for the Turkish side, who've yet to threaten the Brazilian goal at all. I can't really recall the man on the ball there, Fabio, in the Brazilian goal, having to make more than, I think, one save in the first half. It's certainly been all Brazil. Real team effort. Jafinho knows exactly where Ricardinho is. Nonato on this side. Ricardinho may not need him. Could well have been 5.
Substitution for Turkey, leaving the field number 9, Karaman Çerpetolu, replaced by 11, Abdullah Sumer.
The Brazilian side seemingly running through the Turkish defence at will. It's fun now that they've effectively secured this win. Still time on the clock. We can't really see Turkey scoring 4 goals. Stranger things have happened in sport. We don't want to tempt fate, but this is a Brazilian side who so far in attack have been imperious, and in defence have rarely been threatened. Well, it's good play from Ibrahim Uzum of Turkey. Rare foray into the Brazilian half, into the danger area for Brazil.
Substitution for Turkey, leaving the field number 10, Ibrahim Uzum, replaced by number 8, Vedat Yavuz.
Superb run by Ricardinian off the first time all the way through that Turkish defence. Zamani could have had 3 or 4 goals today had things gone slightly better for him. Stays at 4-0 with less than 9 minutes on the clock. Turkey shuffling their pack, rotating their team. Kubatoglu coming back on the field of play. Had a good first half. Kubatoglu for Turkey just came back on, of course. Strong player, effectively on his own against Casio Reyes. Ricardinho at the back of the Turkish defence, but that'll go for a corner. Reminder that France are coming up next against China. China victors over Turkey by 4-0 in their first game. Spain against Iran follows. And finally today on the program, Argentina against Great Britain. Nonato. Jaffinho finds Ricardinho, who's making whoa, good ground on the far right-hand side. Normally the domain of Jaffinho, that right wing. Ricardinho now all over the pitch and testing Ismail Koch with that terrific shot from just outside the box. Quite a tussle between Ali Kavdar and Jaffinho. Inside the box again. Unlucky. Just under 5 minutes to go.
Substitution for Turkey, leaving the field of right, Vedat Yavuz, on his place number 7, Mujahid Hussein Uslu.
So Uslu back on the field of play. Vaduz taking a rest. This is Nonato. Well, that was Uslu in quite an earnest discussion with the official David Bryant of Great Britain. Brazil with a chance to increase their lead. Here's the man who buried one in the first half, Gabriel da Silva. So Ricardinho off for da Silva to come on. And as we saw in the first half, he can pack a punch from a penalty, putting one in the top corner and beating Ismail Koch. All ends up.
For Turkey, leaving the field number 5, Ali Chowdar, replaced by 2, Mikhail Guchlu.
Well, no such joy that time for Da Silva. But certainly once he gets hold of them, as we've seen before in this competition, very little a goalkeeper like Koch can do to stop the power of that shot. Plenty of power in his tackling as well. Veteran of the last two Brazilian teams at the Paralympic Games that have won the gold medal in this event. Jafinho denied his hat-trick by the Turkish goalkeeper. Still time for another Brazilian score. 3.5 to go, just under. Göklu clearing his lines for Turkey. Da Silva. Finding Nonato. Good use the wall by Gabriel Da Silva. Nonato could go the whole way. Characteristic thundering tackle by Da Silva. Saw a few of those the other day, as a few Frenchmen will attest. Quite a bit of leeway given by the referees when it does come to fouling, given the visual impairment, of course, these players are playing under. But having said that, I think most referees know exactly what is a simple spatial mistake and what is a clattering foul that one or two players in this tournament have been known to specialize in. Good play by the elusive Nonato. Ozlu, the Turkish player, I think trying to exchange shirts a bit early on in this match. Not long to go now. Emphatic 4-0 win for the Brazilian side. They love to make it 5. They haven't stopped attacking. Almost a rare chance there for the Turkish side and Kubetoglu to threaten the Brazilian goal, which will be a rare occurrence in this game, certainly in the second half. For the final minute, Ricardinho coming back on to do his magic. Rather in the manner of a field kicker in American football, Gabriel Da Silva's been coming on to take those penalties, give a few minutes and then disappear. Played most of the first game against France, just been taking the important kicks in this match against Turkey, because the likes of Jafinho number 7 or Ricardinho number 10 have been running the show for this Brazilian side, ably helped by the likes of Cássio Reis and Nonato, the number 8. Final shuffle of the pack from the Turkish coach Yücel Kaya. Mikhail Göklu going off, Ibrahim Uzum coming back on for the final few seconds of this game in Group B at the Riverbank Arena. So 3 more games to come today, rest day tomorrow, and then we return on Tuesday for the final games in Group A and Group B. Brazil playing China, France against Turkey, the second game on Tuesday, Spain against Argentina, and then finally Great Britain against Iran on Tuesday. And that, of course, will decide what exactly happens with the knockout phase, because the semi-finals are starting on Thursday. And then on Saturday we have the playoff for 7th and 8th, 5th and 6th, followed by the bronze medal match, and finally the gold medal game here at the Riverbank Arena. Smart money on this Brazilian side to do it for the 3rd time in a row. Certainly, if they play like they've done today against Turkey, and if the likes of Nonato, Ricardinho, Jefinho, Cássio Reis, Gabriel da Silva maintain their form, they're going to be a hard side to beat. The competition, of course, as well from China, who recorded 4 goals in their first game, and also France, who looked very strong in their opening game against this Brazilian side. Home crowd, of course, will love Great Britain to do well in this match, having drawn their first game against Spain 1 apiece. Jefinho on the ball, but that's too late for him to record his 3rd goal. But an emphatic win for this Brazilian side. And these are the 3 guys who ran the show effectively for them today in a 4-0 win over a Turkey side who didn't really have too much to offer up front. Combative defending from the Turkish players, but outclassed in attack by the Brazilian side, featuring the likes of Ricardinho, Gabriel Silva, Jefinho, Nonato. 4-0, the final result in this Pool B game. Rest day, as I say, tomorrow for these players, back again on Tuesday. Stay with us, we'll bring you the highlights in a few minutes' time after we've seen the players say their goodbyes and wave to the crowd.
Look forward to France versus People's Republic of China. If you are leaving, can I ask that you're safe as you leave the stadium by holding onto the handrail as you go down the stairs. Also, please use both sides of the staircase and listen out to any instructions from our stewards, because they are there to keep you all safe. Can I also ask you please to not stand on the seats, and make sure you keep the exits clear and don't stand or sit in the gangways. Please keep moving as you leave the stadium. There is no...
Well, it's a win after 2 games that puts Brazil top of the group in Pool B, ahead of China, who've still to play their 2nd game today, which is coming up against France. Certainly the 2 teams to be watching in this Pool B game.
Still to face People's Republic of China on Tuesday, which will be quite a test.
Indeed, that will be a massive game. Those 2 have played very well so far in the Paralympic Movement.
Not the warmest of mornings here in London, but a good day for 5-a-side football between these 2 sides, Turkey and Brazil. And immediately it was Brazil who took an early lead. Jefinho with the man was the